Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In the last video we have imported the environment and the main character for our game, and now we will see that how we can add the movements for our character. But before that I will add a texture to our train. So if we go to military base, I think we have some textures and we should have a ground texture, I think. Yeah, I don't know why it don't have, so no problem, we can bring our textures from anywhere else as well. So you can download a train texture from some websites. I already have downloaded. I will just to see that this is a grass texture and this is gravel, so I will prefer to import the grass texture, and I will just bring this grass into military base folder. So although you can create a new folder with the name of graphics or textures, but in this case we have this texture. I will just select this train, and then we can go to the second option, to paint textures, and you can see that some texture is missing. Although there is a texture, but this texture is missing, so we can just remove the layer, and then we will just create another layer and we'll find out the grass texture over here, and you can see that we have a nice grass texture. And I think the tiling is good. We don't need to scale the tiling. If we make it to 1 it will be very small, and if we make it 5 yeah, I think 2 is good. So let's make it 2, and then we will add a normal map for this, and also we have a mask map, but we don't need it, no problem. So normal map is enough. I think this looks good. Anyhow, that's fine. And we have a texture on train. Definitely we can delete this one irrelevant images, so that our project should be not filled with the irrelevant area. So here we will just create our scene. So let's create a folder and we'll name it scripts for the player movement, and then we'll go to the C# script and we can name it player controller. Definitely you can name it whatever you want. It's not necessary to name it player controller in must. So it will take some time to open the script first time, and then we will add the code. So the code will be simple for horizontal and vertical movement. So I will just go to the top and we'll add some variables first of all for the movement. So I will just add a public float variable, and we can name it move speed, so we can manage the speed from the editor as well. Also will add the public float and rotate speed, because we want to rotate the character as well. And we will initially add 100 F, because it is float, so we can add the F in the end, and then we will add a private float which will be the rigid body, because we will get the rigid body and go to that. So RB, definitely for every component which we want to access, we will go to start and then we will call that component in this way, get component and then rigid body. Okay, so now we have access to rigid body and we can apply that access, use that access to our code. So instead of update, we can use a fix update. So what is difference between update and fix update is that update will be can be changed to different devices. So for example, if you have a device with this 60 fps, your speed will be more, and if you have 30 fps game machine, then your speed of collected movement will be different and slow. So it is actually the you can see say the device dependent. So fixed update is not device dependent, and it will give us the fixed updates for the relevant to the time. So we will just go for vector 3 movement, and then we can say new vector 3, and then we will definitely get the input get axis horizontal on the x-axis. Okay, because on the new vector 3 this is the x-axis. Now after the x-axis we will place a comma, and on the y-axis we will put 0. We don't want to move it on the y-axis in the air for now, and then we can put the z-axis. So we'll say input dot get axis, and that will be the vertical axis. Okay, and then we will make it normalized. So we can just make it normalized. Okay, so now we'll just do the rotation. So we'll say that vector rotate y, because we only want to rotate it on the y-axis, and we'll do that equal to new vector 3. Similarly on the x-axis we will not rotate it, so 0, and on the y-axis we'll get the input dot get axis, and we will get the mouse x. With the mouse rotation we can rotate it, and then we can multiply it with rotate speed and multiply by time dot delta time. So this will neutralize the movement, and then we can just make 0 on the z-axis. So on the y-axis we are making this rotation. Okay, so now we will just move further, and we will say that if movement is not equal to vector 3 dot 0, So we will just make dot move position, move rotation, RB dot rotation. So why we are doing this code, that if we are stand still on a certain place, we can't rotate, and if we are in a moving position, we are moving somewhere, then we can only rotate. Then quaternion dot Euler rotate y, and then we will say RB rigid body dot move position, and we will say that RB the position plus transform dot forward, so that we should be moving forward direction, multiply by input dot get axis vertical. So when we will place, we will actually use the vertical axis, then we will move forward, okay, in forward direction, and multiply by move speed. And then multiply by time dot delta time, okay, and then we can just say transform dot right and multiply by input dot get axis horizontal. Spelling is very important, so if you have typed wrong spelling, then it will not work. So move speed multiply by time dot delta time. So yeah, that's the code, and you can see one more time the whole code, and I hope that this code is very simple and not a big deal to understand. If you know the basics, you know what is the horizontal axis, what is the vertical axis. We are getting these axes from inputs, and mouse axis also there. So if you want to see the inputs, you can go to preferences, you can go to project settings, and then you can go to inputs manager, and then we have the axis, and you can see we have a horizontal axis, vertical axis, mouse X here. Okay, so you can utilize that axis. I will not go into too much detail because you already know these things. These are very basics, and we are not exploring basics in this course. So you can open the Cyber Soldier prefab and unpack completely. It's not very necessary to unpack, but I'm just unpacking it, and I will just name it player. Okay, so now we need a controller here. For now we didn't have controller and animations, so no problem. In next video we'll add the animations and controller. But for now, the important thing is that player is humanoid, and we want a rigid body on this because we need a physics to be happen character. So we will just go here and rigid body component we will add. Also in the rigid body constraints, you can see that we are rotating our player to the y-axis, so we can freeze the rotation on the x-axis and z-axis. This is also very important. And then we will add a capsule collider, so that our rigid body in action, so our player will go inside the train if there is no collider. So we'll just edit the collider. So I will make it 1.8 usually is the height, and radius I will make it 0.3 maybe. So go to, and then we'll move it up to somewhere here maybe. Yeah, I think that's good. And now we will see the camera, that where is. So you can see that camera is somewhere else, and if we go to game view, you can see this area. We want to see our player, so we'll select the player and we'll focus the screen that from where we want to see the player for now, and let's make it this. I think this is the best angle. And then we'll select the main camera and we'll press Ctrl Shift F to focus on this, and then if we play, then you will see that it will be focused on the player. Okay, but we can't move because we did not add the script on the player. So we'll select the player, go to scripts, and we can just drag drop this script over here. We can make move speed, so let's make it 2 maybe. We can just play it, and now hopefully we can. Okay, for some reason we can't move the player. So what is the problem? Vertical is not set up. I did setting input, and vertical input axis vertical is not set up. Vertical. Okay, so we have a spelling mistake in our code somewhere. So we'll just go back and we will say, yeah, here you can see vertical. So spelling mistake will create issues. So again press Ctrl S to save everything. Move back, play, and now you can see that we can move right, left, and while moving we can rotate as well. You can see with mouse rotation we can rotate as well. Yeah, that's great. We have added the basic movements, right, left, forward, back, and rotation as well. In next video we'll move further. Goodbye.